Hey guys, thanks for stopping by for a video here at All I See is W. In today's video, I'd like to dive deep and talk about a Bitcoin peer miner play. That is CleanSpark, ticker CLSK. So we heard a lot of news last week, especially with CLSK announcing solid and strong positive Q4 2024 earnings report that we learned from the company. I'll cover the latest details on CLSK and why they are positioned for a potential short squeeze in the year 2025, especially with the price of Bitcoin hovering, close to that $100,000. We're not out of the woods yet with the Bitcoin bull cycle. I'll give you my price predictions overall. But if you're new to this channel, first off, I would really appreciate you hitting the like, subscribing, turning on that bell notification for more related content. Let's get started, guys. With Plan B's X posting here, previous bull markets from the prior events. These events had multiple months with RSI of 80 plus. That represents the red dots in the chart below. According to this posting here, we will see at least three red dots, RSI above 80 plus in this 2025 bull market. Historically, monthly return in red dots is 40% plus, so around 270K. So, we're not bullish enough with the price of Bitcoin, especially with, the strategic Bitcoin reserve at the state level. We're also hearing, Czech Republic, having exempt tax for unrealized gains, realized gains, you name it, depending on how you sell it after holding on to it for 3 years. So much activity going on. I think that Bitcoin hasn't broken out yet, or we're going to see some huge major upsides. Let's take a look at this posting here on Reddit, just CleanSpark's earnings call takeaway. So, indirect expenses expected to be flat, meaning depreciation and compensation will be constant, also known as more dollars to shareholders as exahash grows. Path to 50 exahash fully funded. So first half of 2025 with closure of ATM program. This means much less sell pressure. And of course, just with the buyback of shares, investors don't worry about dilution. Expansion is the advantage. CLSK supports untapped energy assets in rural America. What we learned is that, CLSK, they're broadening their geography, with the mining facilities. Flexibility to power off builds relationships with communities. Current strategy will be to expand outside of Georgia to reduce concentration risk from weather changes. So areas like Tennessee and Wyoming outside of Georgia. All mining facilities and rigs are owned entirely by CLSK, increases margins over time. CLSK market share and revenue grow as competitors FOMO into HPC AI. CFO Gary said they are open to the idea of returning capital to shareholders via additional share buybacks in the future, likely after expansion goals met. 2.8 billion assets, while CLSK market cap is 2.9 billion. We're not bullish enough here. Margins increase per kilowatt and cost per Bitcoin is down. So there was that saying, why buy Bitcoin when you can mine Bitcoin at 34,000? With altcoins in the mud, the best beta play on Bitcoin will likely be CLSK. When it goes up, it might go up quick, not financial advice. So here, just another posting here. So pretty much on sale, CLSK has contracts with vendors for the newest S21s, and these contracts give CLSK the option to buy more miners at the same price a year out. This is an advantage because by buying miner gets more expensive when BTC goes up, but CLSK has those contracts getting them 30% off market rates. Their strengths are consistency, efficiency, flexibility, and negotiations. They're also working on building a strategic team on ways to utilize their 10,000 Bitcoin with the upcoming America First pro Bitcoin political climate. Let's take a look here at this posting from Stock Trader Max on X. CLSK currently has 3 billion in market cap. They have Bitcoin worth 1 billion on their balance sheet. They have other assets worth 1.8 billion on their balance sheet. They are expected to earn 872.9 billion for 2025 and 1.229 billion for 2026 in revenue. The company has total assets worth 2.8 billion and are expected to bring in a further 2.1 billion in revenue over the next 23 months, and it's only valued at, less than 3 billion today. You tell me what happens next. So just looking at the announcement, cash on hand, their assets, total assets 2.8 billion, current liabilities at 96.7 million. So a big disparity when you look at the market capitalization being less than $3 billion, given that total assets is 2.8 billion. Let's take a look at this posting here from Cindy. So I believe CleanSpark is poised for long-term growth. This isn't about technical charts or predicting short-term moves. I pull together key insights from my Bitcoin Mining 2024 report to break down why CLSK could be a long-term play. So just based on gross margin here, we see CLSK with the 62.59 gross margin percentage increase. Big bullish numbers. Let's take a look at this posting here. I am incredibly bullish on these companies. CLSK, best pure miner, has reached escape velocity, best management and execution. And we've seen that with the earnings report. One other company that, people are comparing CLSK is Iron, although Iron does have that hybrid approach into HPC. Incredible growth on mining side, but massive potential on HPC side as they don't hodl. Have great expertise on how to build data centers. So between the two, I'd be interested for you to let me know what your thoughts are, given that their KPIs when it comes to hash rate as well as fleet efficiency, they're both kind of neck to neck when you think about Bitcoin's mine. Of course, CleanSpark has an edge, although Iron has an edge when it comes to fleet efficiency. 16 joules per terahash versus Iron's 15 joules per terahash. But overall, HODL, Iron doesn't have any HODL Bitcoin, whereas CleanSpark has, over 10,000 HODL. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Let's take a look at technicals here. So my drawing here that I have, we're looking at, long-term perspective. Back in 2021, we did see that major run up, but it's just been on a downward trajectory from a long-term approach. 2023, 2024, last year we did see it run up from like $6 to like $25. Back then, last year around Q4 2023 earnings report, one day after it went from like $10 to $14 and it started running up all the way to $25. Are we beginning to see history repeat itself here? But one thing is that we've seen a bleed out of like 6 weeks of bleed out since, that post-election with Donald Trump winning here. And are are we beginning to see a cup and handle form here with, ascending support level here, higher lows? I do see a cup and handle forming, and we're eventually going to see this rocket launch here. I think that the shorters are covering now because the bears, they were not able to find anything that was bad from the earnings report. I do think that we're going to start seeing CleanSpark start ramping up here, get back up into that, $25, and we're off to the races up into that $30 plus range where I do see CLSK with 3 to 5x potential. So there you have it. I hope that you found appreciate you following, hitting the subscribing for more related content. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your prediction is for CleanSpark, and please make sure to subscribe to All I See Is W. Thank you guys.